All right, let's all please stand and join together in singing Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And together we say our mission statement. We welcome all as we create loving community, teach universal truth, practice spiritual principles, and live life abundantly. Thank you. Please be seated. Well, good morning. My name is Reverend Cindy White. I welcome you to Unity of Dayton this morning, and I welcome the online presence on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome. If you want to, you can subscribe, you can leave comments, you can tell us how you're doing. So if you want to do that, we're just glad to be here. Unity was founded upon the power of prayer, affirmative prayer. And so if you have a prayer request, we invite you to put it on one of the purple forms in the seat pocket or put it on the website. There's a place to put in prayer requests, and we will hold you in prayer for 30 days and then send your name on to Silent Unity for another 30 days of continuous prayer. Let's begin the service with prayer. Living and loving God, this morning we have said yes. We've said yes to being here. We've said yes to being on the planet yet another day. We've said yes, whether we know it or not, to being a part of the evolution of human consciousness, to being those on that very front line of saying, we are one with God. We are one with the one presence and power that God is. And so we claim that, as Jesus did so many years ago. We claim the Father and I are one. The presence and power of God within us and all around us. We are one with that. And so we live into our divine nature. We rise above the former limitations of our human nature. And we are open and ready to move forward into a world that is a blessing for all people. Thank you, Infinite Spirit, for the call and for our willingness to answer. Amen. And we have an affirmation this morning. The affirmation, I bless it all and go forward to my good. Are you ready to do that this morning? I bet we are. I bet we're really ready. So let's say that together. I bless it all and go forward to my good. That's what we're going to be doing. Is there anybody here for the first time today? Either in the room or online. If you're here for the first time online, we can't wait to see you when you get into the building. Someday people will show up. There's so much concern about the Omicron variant and all of the other things. It's perfectly understandable that people are choosing to stay home and watch from their couch or in their jammies. You know, that's not a bad option, is it? We're also grateful for the ability to come together. And so I'm not seeing anybody raise their hands, so we'll welcome you when you get here. Thanks for being here with us this morning. Featured announcement. Let's see now. Friday, the New Year's Eve burning bowl ceremony. It is one of the most cool things I think that we do in Unity. If you haven't been to one before, you'll be delighted if you're able to come. It's an opportunity to gently let go of the past and set intentions for the new year. And we actually have a ceremony where you write those things down and we'll burn them, release them, and transform them through the power of fire out by the fireplace. So hope you're able to make that this Friday. It is at 7 o'clock. The band will be here. We'll be here. We'll see you here too if you're able to make it. Doesn't look like we're going to get any snow this year, so that shouldn't be a problem. Awesome. Yay. All right. Anybody here born during the month of December? Anybody? December babies? There's another December baby. Come on up and let us sing happy birthday to you. And while we're waiting for them to get up here, let's also give a shout out to Colleen Plevelich, who's a member of our community. Her birthday is in December. She can't be here. I think she's doing some rehab right now. So come on up, ladies, and we're going to sing to you. We're going to sing happy birthday to you. Come on, all the way up. Come on. Come on. Up here, this way, over here. Just a little further so we can see you both. Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you. All right. Happy birthdays. And now we're all going to stand and sing together. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Thank you. Please be seated.
The daily word for Sunday, December 26th, 2021 is faith. And the affirmation is my inner light grows brighter through faith. Pulling back a curtain in a dark room will drive the darkness out and flood the space with light. I remember this at those times when my life feels dark. I have the power to live from faith, which brings me out of spiritual darkness. Faith helps me believe that even when I can't see it, the light of God is always shining. Little by little, my awareness of God grows increasingly brighter until I perceive the divine everywhere. I am a spiritual being, inseparable from God. I place my faith in this truth and drive out the darkness of fear and doubt that may have caused me to shrink from the fullness of life. Shining my light in the world, I inspire those around me to grow brighter with faith. And from John 12:46, I have come as light into the world so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in darkness. Today's word is faith. And now we all get to stand once again and join in song, Peace is Every Step.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace. I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is every step. I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace. I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is every step. Peace is every step. Peace is every step.
This is a time when we prepare for a few moments of meditation.
I breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out, I let love, I let go, I release, I know, I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. Breathe, 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 breathe. No need to push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know. Breathe, 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 breathe.
And so now, as the notes of the music have faded away, and we are still, our bodies become relaxed. We just continue to breathe, knowing that the breath fully supports us. There is oxygen in the breath, and that oxygen is pure, and our body knows just what it needs to take from the air that's moving through us now. And in a like manner, spirit is always moving through us, whether we're focusing on that infinite presence or whether we're not. Like the breath, spirit moves through us. We're able to draw from spirit whatever we need in any moment. We're able to draw divine ideas. We're able to draw the feeling and the knowing of protection, the knowing that we are safe. We are safe. We are safe. Right here and right now, your body knows how to handle anything that comes to it, because every cell in your body contains divine intelligence. Every tissue, every fiber, every muscle, every bit of your being was created by God, sustained by the energy of God, is refreshed and renewed in every moment with every breath. And so I invite you to let go, let God, just know, be still and know that the energy of God, that high vibration of energy, is moving through you, healing you, restoring you, and calling you higher, calling you to a greater place of your awareness, of your oneness with God. We simply let go and know, be still and know that God is moving through you now. With every breath, that presence and power is enlivening you. And it's with gratitude that we hold this truth. And so for these next few moments, let my words be the words of your own hearts. Infinite Spirit, loving God, here I am. I am open, I am receptive, I am ready for what life brings to me. Because I have a power and a presence within me that is greater than the world around me. I was made for these times. I am here on purpose. It is no accident. I said yes to being alive at this time, to holding the light when fear surrounds us, to being brave and strong and knowing that God within me is greater than the world around me. Infinite Spirit, I am open, I am receptive, I am ready to hear the still small voice for God speaking to me, reminding me of the truth of how I am loved and I am loving. I am here to be a channel of divine light and love. And so now I will be still. I will still my mind, I will still my body, and I will listen for the still small voice for God in the silence, in the silence. And so let us take another breath together now. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God, mighty in the midst of you. God is right there where you are. And so you never need to be afraid. You simply say yes to this moment. Yes to whatever experience there is in it. That presence and power fills you up, lifts you up, and allows you to see things from the higher perspective. And so we are here today, letting go of the past, letting go of fear, letting go of doubt, and opening to our greatest expression of that presence and power that God is and we are. Infinite Spirit, we do give thanks for this knowing, for this opportunity to be here at this time in this life, to be a light for others, to be a light into the world. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Amen and amen.
Breathe, 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 breathe. Lay it down, set it free. Let my heart rest and let it be. Lay it down, set it free. Lay it down on the altar of love. I was walking through the season of dark and lonely change, where the world was on my shoulders and my faith was rearranged. I knew I'd never be given more than I could bear. Spirit reassured me there was an answer to my prayer. lay it down, set it free, let my heart rest, and let it be, lay it down, set it free, lay it down on the altar of love. So every single moment I am left with the choice to stay in separation, listen to that voice that beckons me to open and be grateful every day. It simply reminds me there can be another way if I lay it down, set it free, let my heart rest, and set it free, lay it down, set it free, lay it down on the altar of love. Love is all there is. Love can lead the way. Lay it down, set it free. Let my heart rest, and let it be, lay it down, set it free, lay it down on the altar of love, lay it down, set it free, let my heart rest, and let it be, lay it down, set it free, lay it down on the altar of love, lay it down on the altar of love, lay it down on the altar of love.
Thank you, Brenda. That was beautiful. Thank you, band. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's good to see you here today. Oh my goodness. You know, the other day, Sue and I were talking about how hard it is to believe that it's already the end of 2021. For some of us, it just seemed like we just completely lost 2020. You know, it's like, where did that year go? I'm not sure where it went. And yet now we're here at the end of 2021 as well. It's just hard to imagine sometimes. Now, the past few months, we've been looking at stories that we've been told about life. And we've been invited to look at them differently, to examine them, and to see, you know, on the scale of energy vibration, where does that story vibrate? Is that the low vibration of human understanding, or is that the higher divine understanding? Is that a story that's coming from spirit and that we're receiving it now because we're getting closer and closer to understanding who and what we really are? We're part of that presence and power of God. And so today we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to look at the stories that we tell personally. The stories that you tell, that I tell. What stories do we tell in our lives? And this is really important because we're living in a universe that's based on the powerful law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn. So whatever story we're telling, whatever we're putting out there, sets us in a place where we'll receive just a whole lot more like that. That is really important. So Sarah, she met with her old friends at their favorite restaurant. They went there about once a week and they chatted, and they've been doing this for years. And so Sarah started talking about her latest visit to the doctor. She described her aches and pains. She talked about her diagnosis. She how discouraged she was. And as she continued having that conversation, her friends joined in and they started talking about, well, my aches and pains and, about my foot and that funny thing that's going wrong with my toe. And pretty soon that was the conversation, I need to get new glasses. I can't see the high price of glasses. Medicines cost so much. Life is hard and it's getting harder. The question I have is, would you like to join in that conversation? Would you like to have lunch with Sarah and her friends? Some of you are saying no. Oh, okay. So Jane, she met with her old friends at her favorite restaurant. They've been meeting there for years, almost every week. They've been meeting there. And Jane started talking about her latest visit to her doctor. She described the diagnosis that she'd been given. It was frightening, but it was nice to have a doctor who really listened to her. And she thought about how this was an amazing opportunity to get in touch with some of the spiritual principles that she had and to move through this with a sense of ease and grace and to know that the presence and power of God of every cell of her body was greater than any disease or condition. She saw this as an amazing opportunity to put her spiritual principles into practice every day. And her friends started talking about how that's some of the stuff that they were going through and how they were putting their principles into practice and how they were overcoming, and you start telling stories of overcoming. And they had an amazing luncheon. Question: would you like to join Jane and her friends for lunch that day? Yes. These are two very different people, both talking about their illnesses. Sarah was talking about her aches and pains, and Jane was talking about overcoming her aches and pains. Same story, different conversation, different vibration, you see. Very different vibration. I personally find it very inspiring to hang out with people that are having those type of inspiring conversations. It's applying principles to your life situation. I'd want to hang out with Jane. So quantum physics tells us everything is energy, and we can think of both conversations as having vibrating energy. That energy is going out, it's radiating out. And Sarah talked about her aches and pains, and the more she did that, the more frightened and powerless she felt. And therefore, she was a vibrational match to more things that made her feel frightened and powerless. Does that kind of make sense? Her vibration just went lower. She talked about things that made her more scared. Whereas Jane, she talked about the possibility of healing. She talked about that, and the more she did that, the more empowered she felt. Her vibration went higher and higher. So if we tell stories that vibrate on the level of helplessness or powerlessness or victimhood, we're pretty much setting ourselves up more like that. Like energy will be drawn to the energy that we radiate. This is universal law. This isn't about judgment. This isn't about you shouldn't have those conversations. You shouldn't talk about your sickness. We're human. We're going to be talking about these things. But it's the difference in the way we tell the story. So now, let's apply this understanding to the universal law, to the story that we tell about kicking the old year to the curb. Yeah. How many of you are ready to move beyond 2021? Yes. Almost everybody. The rest of you aren't so sure yet, but we'll see. At the end of every year, we look back and we say, this we want to put behind us. We've had enough of this. Let's move forward. Let's make this a better. We look at the problems we've been dealing with, and we look at what we'd like to see different in 2022. But mostly, we look at what we want to leave behind. The story we tell about Happy New Year is, if we let go of the old, we make room for the new. Doesn't that sound lovely? If you're looking back on 2021 and you've had a physical health challenge like Sarah and Jane, you might want to say, out with the old, in with the new. However, if you're paying close attention, you realize that even thinking about Thinking about what you want to leave behind is actually a risky business. Because if you lost a job, you start thinking about that again. If you had a breakup, an emotional breakup in a relationship, you start thinking about that again. If you had a health challenge, you think about that again. If you lost a loved one, and so many of us have, you feel that pain and you start thinking about that again. Thinking about the past is risky if you think about it in the same old way. There's got to be a new way to look at things. Every time we revisit the past, we run it through our thoughts again, we're reactivating that vibration. It's like a crystal bowl, okay? You got a crystal bowl, it has a certain vibration. Every time you hit that bowl, it's the same vibration. You can make it louder, you can tap it quietly. It's the same note. It's the very same vibration. Every time you tell that old story, it's the same vibration, it's the same note. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any different. It's that same vibration that keeps going out there. And then it fades, and then it fades, and we don't talk about it for a while. And then it goes away, and then somebody you haven't seen for a while says, "Hi, how are you?" And you hit it again. And you tell the story again. And so out it goes, it just keeps going. When you're thinking, whatever you're thinking about in the present moment, that vibration of your current thoughts, even if you're thinking about the past, even if you're just thinking about memories, that reactivates that vibration and it keeps you in that same place. Your point of attraction, what comes into your life, is based on what you're putting out there. Is it the same? It just keeps being the same. It just keeps being the same. No matter how many times I hit it, it's still the same. So it's keeping you in that place of attracting what you do not want. Or if your vibration is a high vibration and you're hitting it, then it will keep hitting that again and again. But most of us tend to drag the old year into the new. We tend to bring the past into the present and we talk about it again. We push against the unwanted things that are happening in our lives, right? Again and again, even if they were done and gone long ago. Those of us who have been in relationships that ended badly before, how many times do you think about that person? Once in a while, it just comes up, something triggers it, and well, there you go. Thinking about it again, thinking about it again. And so you keep that note going, you just drag it out. And so it's the same when we say out with the old and in with the new. We're thinking about the old things that we really don't want in our lives, but it is a note that we just keep playing. We have tremendous co-creative power. Every single one of us does. So when we play the same old scenes again, our thoughts are recreating that vibration of energy, which then manifests more. Different faces, different places, same energy. And we say, why does this keep happening to me? Okay, that's why. That's why. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, wrote this. He said, Jesus went back to the very source of all discord and showed how all resistance and antagonism must cease. He did not argue whether the cause was just or not, but he said, agree with thine adversary quickly. Go back to the source of all discord. Agree with thine adversary quickly. And when we go back to the source of all discord, you know what we find out? It's us. The source of all of your discord is not other people, it's you. They may not even know what you were upset about. They may not even remember it. But if you keep thinking about it, you're going to keep hearing it. They may have long since put it past them. I was in a conversation one time with someone and I apologized for something that I had done and they said, I don't even remember that. And for years it had bothered me. The source of all of that discord wasn't there out there. It was in my mind. Whether it's an argument with another person, whether it's a disease in our bodies, whatever condition it is, all of the resistance and negative emotion that we have is self-induced. It is all self-induced. So don't stop to argue about things, how they could have been last year or how they should have been last year. Instead, agree with thine adversary quickly, put it behind you when you cease all resistance and bless it all. You set yourself free from it. We have to release all resistance and bless it all to set ourselves free. And when we do that, we can easily move forward to our good. Well, short of having a complete loss of memory, how is that possible? Because we're thinkers and things keep coming up in our minds. And so you can't push away old memories, because pushing against something, well, you get warm. You're probably getting tired of that, aren't you? I certainly am. I'm getting really tired of that. But I think it's making a point. When we think of crystal bowls are like the old story that we keep telling. As long as we keep hitting that story, ruminating about it, thinking about it, we get the same vibration. We can tap it very gently and it's less energy, but it's still the same tone. I'm not going to hit it again. It's if we hit it just gently and we just barely think of a memory as it pops into our mind and we don't go full on into it, we can just let it go and it fades out sooner. It's quieter, it fades out sooner. It doesn't have a powerful vibration that it would be when you're really into talking about it. It's a step in the right direction, but what we want is a different vibration altogether. We want a new crystal bowl, a new crystal bowl. And the way we get that is by telling the old story in a different way. So this week, I'm going to invite you to step into 2022 in a different way. When painful memories come up, and they tend to at this time of year, we are going to, in the Burning Bowl service, we're going to look back and we're going to say, what are the things about 2021 that you want to release? And there may be some things from 2020 you want to throw in there too, maybe 2019. They may have happened a long time ago and you've still got them active in your memory. What do you want to release? We will look at those things. So that tempts us to starting it all up again. But when painful memories rise up to meet you, I invite you to be aware and to do these three things. Number one, remind yourself, it's either now or not now. And it's not now. Leave it there. It's either now or not now. The same is true for things that we worry about in the future. It's either now or not now. What's now is all that's important. So that's the first thing. Tell yourself it's either now or it's not now. The second is to look for the gifts that you may have received from the experience. If you can switch, pivot, change directions, and start looking at the gifts you've received from the experience, it shifts that vibration considerably. I was reading a story about cancer survivors, and this one was challenged. She was in a group setting, and she was challenged to list the gifts that she'd gotten from cancer. And she was able to sit down and write out 10 different things, changes in her life as a result of that diagnosis. And of course, one of the greatest is you just get up every day with the awareness that you're alive. You've been given another day. You've got another day to do things differently. You've got another day to smell the flowers and see the sunshine or feel the rain on your face. Another day of life. We take that for granted most of the time. But when you've had a brush with not having it, we really realize the power of appreciating this day and finding the gifts in it, finding the gifts and experiences that came in the past year. That's something that you can do. Write down a list. You might write down the things you want to release, but also write down the gifts that came with all of those things, with each of those things, because everything has a gift in it. Sometimes the big things that seem really horribly bad and wrong bring the greatest gifts. So that's what we can do. And that's something you can do is look for the gifts that you received from the experience. Now, I know some of you have lost loved ones in this last year. It's been tough this last couple of years. So give yourself time to grieve. Don't tell yourself, I got to get over this. I can't tell this story again. Even if it was 20 years ago, sometimes that pain is so fresh. And the holiday time, it's just, it sneaks up on you. It crashes over your head like a wave sometimes. Allow yourself that. Don't tell yourself that you shouldn't think about that or you shouldn't feel that way. You feel that way. But I invite you to also give thanks for all of the time that you shared with that person. And look back, if you're going to look back at the memories that you had that blessed you of that person or those people. Because that's one of the greatest challenges that we have is death seems so final. And in our spiritual realm, we're told it's not. But when we're feeling that pain, it seems to be final. And so allow yourself that space. But look for the gifts that you received from knowing that person and being in that relationship for however long it was. So the third thing is, remind yourself to simply bless it all. Simply bless it all. Bless that which you call wanted. Bless that which was unwanted. Bless it all. Just release all your resistance. Agree with thine adversary quickly. Just say, yes, it happened. It was life. That's the way life goes. And I'm ready to move to my future. I'm ready to move into a different experience now because I'm still here. I said yes to still being here, so here I am. We cannot change the past. We can't ignore it or push against it either without inviting more of it into our present. And so what we can do is change the way we think about it. What we can do is appreciate the experience or the condition for whatever it brought to us, the clarity. Sometimes experiences happen so that we can get clarity about what it is that we most value in life. And it doesn't always make sense at the time. And many times something will happen and we won't get it until years later, and then it'll click into place. We'll say, oh, yeah, I see that now. I get it. And so bless it all now. Just bless it all now. You don't have to wait until it clicks in. You can just say, thank you, God, for all of these experiences. Most importantly, I think we can appreciate our co-creative power to bring the new into our now. We have the co-creative power to bring the new into the now. We can create whatever we want. And that's amazing. And it's hard to believe sometimes, but when you've been on the spiritual journey and you practice these principles and you see it happening, you gain the confidence in it. You just know, you see it. Wow, that really works. Bring the new into the now. No, we can gradually change our vibration. It's like getting a new crystal bowl, a crystal bowl with a slightly higher vibration. It has a different tone, but you don't switch from this to this instantly. It's a process. It's a process of releasing, taking on the new, seeing the blessings, blessing it all. As we gradually change our vibration, new things come to meet us. It gives us more confidence. Before long, you find that you can ring in the new year on a different note. I know that's a terrible pun, and there's only one or two of you smiling, but you'll think of it later. You can ring in the new year on a different note, an entirely different note. In a few days, we're going to be leaving 2021 behind us altogether. It's my prayer that you will bless it, that you'll give thanks for it all, and that you'll go forward to a new year of creative, conscious living in 2022. Thank you, and God bless you. You want to hear that? I can ring it again if you like. Enough's enough. And this is the time in our service we'll receive our tithes and our love offerings. If you have an offering, I invite you to hold it between your hands and remember that as you release any monetary gift you have, you're opening the space for more to come. So as we say, do this, I'll say the blessing first and I'll invite you to say it with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's say that together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I
all that I give, and all that I receive. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
So now we'll bless the offering. And so we do give thanks for these gifts. We bless the gifts, we bless the giver, we bless the co-creative process that we're sharing in together. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Amen. All right. And now we have some, as soon as we can clamber back up the steps, we have some time for transformational opportunities.
We invite you to stay after the service today to undecorate our space. We'll be taking down the trees and boxing up the pretty things, so we'll be ready for the burning bowl ceremony that will be on New Year's Eve. And would you all please, those of you who ordered poinsettias, please take those home today. And I don't know, we might even have one or two that are unclaimed. I don't know.
We might have some, if you would like to have a poinsettia and they're here and nobody claims them by the end of the service, you probably could take them with you. Take them to someone as a late Christmas gift. So, all right. We already mentioned the white stone ceremony. We haven't mentioned it yet today. Today, the white stone ceremony is one of Unity's favorite rituals. That will be the 2nd of January. Be here at our regular Sunday service time at 11 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss that. You'll receive a white stone from Jerusalem. It's a clean slate upon which you may write your new name. So it's going to be live streamed on YouTube and on Facebook. Some people have asked about coming to pick up white stones because they can't be here that day. You can do that as long as you come Monday and Tuesday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Also, January 2nd, that'll be the first day that we are receiving stuffed animals for our stuffed animal drive. And we are going to be delivering those to a local nursing home. And we did that years ago. It was so awesome. You know, every chair had a stuffed animal in it. And we'll do that again this year. As you bring them, just hug it and love it up and leave it in the chair. And,
Energy.
Yeah, we'll keep giving those energy. That was love energy. Those little darlings love energy, and then they'll take that with them to the nursing home. So that'll go through February 13th.
Yeah. All right. You're invited to take something or bring something to the sharing table that's down the hall in the first classroom on the left. There's some pretty cool stuff back there. I know Christmas is over. If you didn't get what you want, see if you can find it back there.
The Sacred Feminine Women's Group meets in person on Wednesdays from 10:30 till noon. Women of Unity are invited to join Colleen Foster. Hello, Colleen. For like-minded conversation and connection.
Do you sing? Do you dance? Do you read poetry? Is there something that you do that's a talent that you have? Unity of Dayton's 25th annual talent show is going to be on Friday, February 18th at 7 p.m. There will be a rehearsal on February 11th. You have the chance to take the stage and share your talent, show it off. There's a sign-up sheet in the social area that you can put down your information. Greg and Colleen are going to put that together this year. It's going to be a blast. So see Greg if you have any questions.
Yay, yay. Oh, that's exciting. And members, if you haven't already reaffirmed your membership for 2022, please find the form in the social area and turn it into the office. You can also send an email to unity@unityofdayton.org and say, I want to remain a member.
And if you're not sure if you're a member, let us look it up and we'll let you know and we can talk about that. It's a different conversation.
All right.
And so now we want to just thank all of those who are online watching and listening and remind you and them, you are the light of the world.